Hi, I'm Simon from Astro and welcome to our night sky guide for August 2025. We've just finished our last day of our photography exhibition here in the Scarborough Shakespeare Gallery. We'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's come along to visit us and see our latest exhibition. August is the last full month of summer, and our nights are gradually but rapidly becoming longer and darker, which is great for enjoying the night sky. Even though the noctilucent cloud season is slowly drawing to an end, the northern light season is gradually returning. We still have the summer Milky Way around, and the Perseid meteor shower peaks this month, so there's plenty to look out for throughout this August. And so without further ado, let's dive in.
Sunrise and sunset times throughout August will be as follows. On the 1st of August, the sun will rise at 5:25 am and set at 9:05 pm. On the 11th, the sun will rise at 5:42 am and set at 8:45 pm. On the 21st, the sun will rise at 5:59 am and set at 8:24 pm. And on the 31st, the sun will rise at 6:17 am and set at 8 pm. Moon phases now. The moon reached its new phase on the 24th of July and will start the month of August in its first quarter phase. Full moon will be on the 8th, last quarter will be on the 16th, new moon will be on the 23rd, and the moon reaches first quarter for a second time in August on the 31st. As usual, the moon will be paying some close visits to other celestial objects this month, and these meetings will be discussed in more detail in our highlights section. For all the aurora chasers, the rapidly darkening nights of August are welcome, as the darker skies mean it will become easier to spot the northern lights. Let's keep all our fingers crossed for more great displays, and if you would like to be kept in the loop with regular updates and alerts for possible aurora displays, please follow our Facebook page. For Milky Way fanatics, August is still a good time to capture Milky Way core photographs, with the galactic centre still visible above the horizon early in the night towards the south. However, as we move into September, the core will slowly disappear beneath the horizon, so make sure you make the most of the Milky Way core season while it lasts. The month of July saw some great noctilucent cloud displays. However, August is the last chance to view the magical ethereal shimmering clouds before they disappear for another year, so we recommend keeping an eye out for NLC in early August. Onto general nighttime sights now. Looking towards the north throughout August, Draco the Dragon and King Cepheus appear near the zenith in the middle of the night. Aries is now visible, rising along with Pisces in the east. Bright Star Capella along with the upper half of Auriga are gradually climbing above the northern horizon. The asterism the Plough and the constellation of Ursa Major are now the right way up, seen towards the northwest, and Coma Berenices can be seen setting in the west. Looking south, the constellation Scorpius has now disappeared below the horizon, but Sagittarius along with the Milky Way core can still be seen just above the southern horizon. The asterism, the Summer Triangle, consisting of the three brightest stars from the constellations Cygnus, Lyra and Aquila, is dominating the southern skies high up near the zenith and will continue to remain prominent for several months. Capricornus and Aquarius are rising higher in the southeast, and the Serpent Bearer Ophiuchus along with Serpens are following Virgo and Libra, sinking towards the west. General bright planet view now. The observing window for Jupiter is getting better throughout August, and as the month progresses, Jupiter will become much easier to spot as it continues to rise higher and move away from the sun. Jupiter remains in Gemini throughout August. Evening planet Mars will be very hard to spot throughout August, appearing low above the western horizon in the bright post-sunset twilight, and will gradually become harder and harder to observe as it slowly moves close from the sun. Mars remains in Virgo throughout August. Throughout August, morning planet Venus will remain fairly easy to spot in the early morning eastern skies just before sunrise, but is slowly moving closer to the sun, becoming harder to observe at the end of the month. Venus starts the month in Gemini and ends August in Cancer. Saturn is becoming easier and easier to observe as it continues to move further away from the sun, rising in the east as the skies become dark and remaining visible until the dawn twilight. Saturn remains in Pisces throughout August. Morning planet Mercury starts the month too close to the sun to be visible, reaching inferior conjunction on the 1st, but as the month progresses it will become easier to observe, and the mornings around the 19th of August, when Mercury reaches greatest western elongation, will offer some great opportunities to try and spot the often elusive speedy planet. Mercury starts the month in Cancer and wanders into Leo towards the end of August. Okay, let's begin looking at our highlights for the month of August. There's a great selection of celestial events this month, including a major meteor shower, and kicking off the month will be a meeting of the Moon and Antares. On the evening of the 3rd of August, the 71% illuminated waxing gibbous moon will pay a close visit to Antares, the brightest star of the constellation Scorpius. Look towards the south-southwest just after sunset for a chance to see this meeting. The night of the 8th will host the full moon of August, which is known to some as the Sturgeon moon. Don't worry if you don't get to see the moon on the 8th, it will also appear full on the nights adjacent to the 8th too. On the night of the 11th into the morning of the 12th, the 91% illuminated waning gibbous moon will appear close by to the ringed planet Saturn. Look to the east from darkness to watch the pair rising above the horizon, and as the night progresses the pair will rise higher, becoming easier to spot and also moving closer to each other. In the early morning of the 12th, the super bright planet Venus will pay an extremely close visit to the amazing gas giant Jupiter. At closest approach the pair will be separated by just under a degree. This meeting will make for a beautiful sight and an excellent photographic opportunity. The night of the 12th of August hosts the peak night of one of the most anticipated meteor showers of the year, the Perseid meteor shower. The Perseids are active between the 16th of July and the 24th of August, and under perfect conditions the Perseids can produce up to an amazing 100 meteors per hour. As the radiant is located in the circumpolar constellation of Perseus, the radiant is well placed for observers in the northern hemisphere, being high in the sky. However, unfortunately this year the peak night takes place only 4 days after full moon, with the bright moon in the sky all night long, which means the fainter Perseid meteors will be hidden from view due to the natural light pollution of the moon. However, it's still worth heading out on the peak and the nights around the peak, as the Perseid meteor shower is known for its fast, bright meteors, and is also known by NASA as the Fireball Champion for its record-breaking number of super bright meteors. And so despite the bright moon, there's still a good chance of catching some amazing fast and bright meteors. For more details on the Perseid meteor shower, including details on how to maximize your chances of seeing meteors, please read our comprehensive meteor shower post on our Facebook page and website. On the 19th of August, the speedy and often elusive planet Mercury reaches a point in its orbit around the Sun known as greatest western elongation. At this moment in time, Mercury will appear at its furthest distance away from the Sun in the morning skies from our viewpoint here on Earth. Greatest elongations are quite often the best time to spot the inferior planets in our solar system, and the mornings on and around the 19th will offer some fairly good opportunities to observe the elusive planet Mercury. Look towards the eastern horizon below and left of the super bright planet Venus in the dawn twilight for a chance to spot Mercury. On the morning of the 20th, the 10% illuminated waning crescent moon will form a triangle with the super bright planet Venus and the gas giant Jupiter. Another lovely sight and photographic opportunity. Look towards the east in the early morning for a chance to observe this meeting. On the morning of the 21st, the 5% illuminated waning crescent moon will move in between the planets Venus and Mercury and form a small planetary alignment along with Venus, Mercury and the gas giant Jupiter. Another excellent photographic opportunity and a very special sight. Look to the east in the dawn twilight to catch this alignment. On the 22nd of August, the moon will reach its new phase, leaving the skies free from natural light pollution. This means the nights on and around the 22nd will be ideal for viewing faint objects in the night sky and or taking photographs of the night sky. On the evening of the 26th, the 12% illuminated waxing crescent moon will appear close by to the red planet Mars. This will be a very tough pairing to observe, requiring a clear view of the western horizon, but if you want to have a go, point your binoculars or a telescope to the west just after sunset. And our final highlight for the month of August, similar to the start of the month, on the evening of the 31st, the 55% illuminated first quarter moon will appear close by to the star Antares. Another tough pairing to spot, but if you want to try, look towards the southwest in the post-sunset twilight.
So that wraps up another month, and as you can see, there's lots of exciting astronomical events to look out for, and we hope you all get to enjoy some of them when you're out under the skies. If you liked this video and found it useful, make sure you press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more astronomy content. As always, if you head out to enjoy the night sky at any point in the near future, we wish you good luck and clear skies.